Are you already ready to quit on your year and give up on all of your goals? If you're already thinking that, I want you to know that you are not alone. You're not broken. There's nothing wrong with you. You don't lack motivation. There's probably just a couple of really simple tweaks that we can make that have worked for me to get you right back on track to hit all of your goals. If you notice here, we had a little snowstorm here in Dallas, one of our 2 or 3 days a year where we get snow, which makes it a really fun time to go outside. All right, so look, as entrepreneurs, we all enter the year with these huge goals. We're ready to set the world on fire, right? If you're anything like me, you make business plans, you make one sheets, all this kind of stuff that everyone tells you to do. And then the year starts, reality hits you. And as Mike Tyson has famously said, everyone's got a great plan until you get punched in the face. And isn't that so appropriate as an entrepreneur? So I want to go over some things on the personal side and on the business side that you can do to make sure that you get right back on track. Because it's probably not you. You're probably just trying to do way too much. You're probably missing a few key systems, and you're probably not focused on some of the personal stuff that's going to allow you to actually hit your goals. So this can be a somewhat different video. And by the way, let me do the obligatory YouTube introduction. So I'm Danny. I run a company called All Star VAs where we help entrepreneurs just like you, and I've helped over 4,000 entrepreneurs scale your business with systems and virtual assistants. Ultimately, my goal and my passion is to help you make more money, work less, and have way more fun. So if that's what you're into, make sure you hit the subscribe button. And if you want to work with me, there's a link down below, or you can hit the QR code. All right, so here we go. Let's start with the personal side. I want to give you a couple things that work for me every single time I'm feeling down or I'm feeling like, I'm not where I should be. If you implement these 3 things on the personal side first, don't skip over the personal stuff. I know you probably want to go straight to the business things, but do the personal stuff first, then do the business things. You'll immediately feel better about yourself, about your business goals. And anytime that you have an issue in the year, anytime you're feeling down, anytime you're feeling like you're not getting stuff done, just refer right back to this video. Save it. Are you doing the 3 personal things? Are you doing the 3 business things? And the more you do that, the better off you'll be. Number 1, I'm doing it right now. Get outside. Leave your phone indoors and get outside to nature. Anytime that, I'm not going to cite fancy studies, but anytime that I get outside, breathe some fresh air, look at some nature, have the sun hit you in the face, it always helps. And like I said, get off your damn phone. These phones are such a distraction. Not only do they hurt you mentally, but they get you away from just, seeing the nature, seeing the scenery, seeing what's going on outside. So don't put your AirPods in and listen to a podcast and go walk. That defeats the purpose, right? But, just get outside, go for a walk, go for a run. If you have a pet, like I take my dog all the time on these walks, and it's so awesome to do that, right? So pretend it's COVID again. Take your dog on a walk, right? So that's number 1. Get outside, okay? Number 2 is hit the sauna and the cold plunge. So I will tell you that I've always had a love-hate relationship with the cold plunge. I played football at the University of Arizona. We had the cold tubs like the football teams do, and I hated that damn thing. I mean, I never went in there, couldn't stand it. If I went in for a second, I'd jump right out. But lately, what's really working for me is the sauna cold plunge back and forth. So I'll go in the sauna for 15 minutes, hit the cold plunge for 3 minutes, right back in the sauna. That works really, really well. And I will tell you that I have noticed a huge difference in doing that. I do that about 3 to 4 times a week, either after a workout or, instead of the workout, just go hit the sauna. And it's awesome. And so if you have access somehow to a sauna and a cold plunge, I highly, highly recommend it. It's great for a reset, just makes you feel so awesome. And once again, don't bring your phone inside that thing, right? So I see so many people going in the sauna, they got their phone with them, they're in the cold plunge, they're looking at their phone. And I just think that's terrible, right? Because what you want to do in there is you really want to just have some time to yourself to think about what's going on, think about your goals, reflect on what's happening, reflect on what's working, what isn't, and all that kind of stuff, right? So that's number 2. And a real quick number 3 is something that I got from a buddy of mine named Scott Jansen. He's a fitness coach. I'm going to have him on the YouTube channel one time to chat about this, but it's doing a fast. So if you've never done a fast, just start with simple like 16-8 intermittent fasting, right? Eat for an 8-hour block, fast for 16 hours. It's easy to do. Then you can go on to doing a 24-hour fast, and then you can go on to what my buddy Scott recommends, which is do fasting every Monday. And so the way that he recommends doing that, and I do this, I'd say a couple times a month. I really need to be more consistent, being transparent and vulnerable here. But and that's fasting all of Monday. But the way it works really is you start Sunday night, fast Monday, don't eat till Tuesday morning, and that just does wonders. Again, I'm not going to cite studies. You can go Google them. Fasting just does wonders for not only your body and your health, but it just cleans out your system. You after the first like four hours in the middle of the day. When I do this on Mondays, I typically for 4 hours or so I'm hungry, like in the middle part of the day. Then it's fine, goes away, and then it's all mental. And then if you could do a 3-day, 72-hour fast. I've done a couple of those. Those are unbelievable. Right? But doing a fast, first of all, will help clear out your body and all that good stuff. But also, what I find is that mentally, it helps you to realize that you can accomplish what you set your mind to. And as an entrepreneur, it's so important to achieve our goals. One of the things as entrepreneurs that we do a lot is we create these huge goals, and then we don't hit them, and then we beat ourselves up, right? So if you just, do a fast, you hit that goal, then you hit the 1 day, then you hit the 3-day, all of a sudden, you're feeling really good about yourself. So those are 3 things on the personal side I highly, highly recommend. Let's move on to the business side. So on the business side, like I said, don't beat yourself up. If you aren't where you want to be, or you're not hitting your goals, it's probably not you. You're not lacking motivation. You're not broken. You're not a loser. What it is that you're probably lacking the systems, maybe the people, and you're probably trying to do way too much. So let me give you a couple things you could do on the business side today to get yourself right on track and going in the right direction. Number one is to focus on one thing. There's an unbelievable book that I am a certified trainer for. It's called The One Thing by Gary Keller. And there's a great question in that book. And the question goes like this: what's the one thing you can do such that by doing it, everything else becomes easier or unnecessary? And you can ask that question about anything in your life, right? Like, what's the one thing in business? What's the one thing with your finances? What's the one thing in your relationship? What's the one thing with health and fitness, right? But specifically with your business, just ask what's the one thing. Don't try to wake up and do 100 things. Just do one thing today that's going to advance you forward. That could be hiring a coach. It could be hiring one staff person. It could be creating one system. It could be sending an email out to your database. Just do one thing today that advances you forward, because that one thing then builds onto the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. Before you know it, you've done a bunch of things that have moved your business forward. But take a look at your to-do list and create what Gary calls in the book a success list. The way you do that is just take your to-do list and start narrowing it down. So if you got 10 things on there, just ask yourself, hey, what are the top 20% of those? This is called the Pareto principle. What are the top 20% of those tasks that you can do that are going to make everything else easier and necessary? So now you got 2. Take those 2, dwindle them down to 1. What's the one thing? Do that thing. Look at your list again. Find the most important thing, do that one. And as you do that, you're just going to continuously make yourself feel better and better that you're actually accomplishing all of your goals and that you're making it happen. The second thing that works for me really well in times where I feel like I'm not achieving my goals is to focus on systems. So, one of the things that we do as entrepreneurs is we try to do everything ourselves. We become the bottleneck in our business. And instead of that, just create a system. So the easiest way to do this, just think of a system as a checklist, right? It's not some complicated, crazy thing. It's just a checklist. So ask yourself, what do I do repeatedly in my business? What do I do multiple times every day? What can I systematize and create a checklist out of? And that's it, and start creating it. Now, that could be a video that you create on how to do that thing. It could be just a written out checklist. It could be something like that, right? So let me give you an example. Let's say that you have a social media marketing process that you follow every single week, or that someone on your team follows. Well, instead of having that be in your head, if you don't have a system for it, write it down, make sure it's systematized, and then that's the start of a great standard operating procedure. The more systems you have in your business, the less your business relies on you. And as you do that, your business becomes systematized. And again, instead of everything having to go through you, these are things that can happen without you. And that's ultimately what you want in your business. The more things that can happen without you physically doing and without you being responsible, without the decision coming to you, the better off you're going to be. And the number 3 thing that I'm going to tell you on the business side is to ask yourself who, not how. So this is a rule I live by. I love this rule. Ask yourself who, not how. So many times as entrepreneurs, we ask ourselves, how are we going to do that? How is this going to get done? How am I going to make this happen? Well, instead of that, just ask yourself, who am I missing? Who do I need? Who's the person that's going to do it? And if you don't have anyone right now, just think about who it should be, and then you could think about how to add that person to your team, right? But ultimately, the more you can delegate, the more you can systematize, the more you can have other people doing the things in your business that should be done instead of you doing them, the closer you're going to get to freedom, which is what I know you ultimately want as an entrepreneur that wants to grow from, let's say, 6 to 7 figures or 7 to 8 figures. And so if you implement these 3 things on the personal side first, don't skip over the personal stuff. I know you probably want to go straight to the business things, but do the personal stuff first, then do the business things. You'll immediately feel better about yourself, about your business goals. And anytime that you have an issue in the year, anytime you're feeling down, anytime you're feeling like you're not getting stuff done, just refer right back to this video. Save it. Are you doing the 3 personal things? Are you doing the 3 business things? And the more you do that, the better off you'll be. And if you really want to take this to the next level, create a business that runs without you, like I said, I have a link down below. You can work with me. You can chat with us about hiring a virtual assistant and having us help you implement these systems into your business. There's a link down below. You can hit the QR code. And also, to create that business that really runs without you, check out this video next on the channel.